In this video, we're talking about the future of podcasting, that is. We're talking about video podcasting. Podcasting has literally exploded in popularity in the last 5 years, and it's only going to continue on that growth trajectory. The future of podcasting is clearly in video. Having that same genuine connection, that same value-packed information, just now in a different multimedia format, is really, really a wonderful place to explore. So whether you're just starting out on your podcast, you just have the great idea for a podcast, or you're looking to level up in the next season of your show, this episode is definitely for you. I consider podcasting to be social media, so we're going to talk about putting the social back in social media. I'm also going to share with you in this episode how to increase your reach tenfold. And clearly, we're going to talk about the controversial subject of video podcasting. I want you to know that video isn't going to replace audio. It's not about moving from one format to another and forgetting about where we came from. It's about creating something that's even better. So if you want to know these tips and more, stay tuned. The reason I love video podcasting is because not only are you going to listen to what's being spoken about, because that's the beauty of podcasting, but you also get to have this face-to-face connection to your people. It becomes a heck of a lot more social. The fact that your viewers get to see you is a beautiful thing. It's something that we don't get from audio only. Yes, of course, I've done the studies. We put people in MRIs. We had them listen to us tell them stories versus having them watch the story in a video format. Yes, we know that when you have audio only, there are different parts of your brain that are firing off. And when you have a video, it's not an overly produced video. It's not something that has a lot of flashy things to grab your attention and whatnot, because we know that our listeners are really listening. They just want a little something extra when we have video. So you're able to share with them your personality, your facial expressions, your gestures. They can really experience that eye roll, and they don't just hear it. So yes, we're playing into the beauty, the psychological beauty of what happens when people are deeply ingrained and entrenched in a conversation. What happens in areas of our brain that fire off when you're being told a story. But we also want to fire off areas of our brain that help us connect to other people. That is a powerful space, and video podcasting is an incredibly simple way to get into that space, to have those triggers firing off in our listeners' brains. When we do that, we build trust. We establish relationships with people. They start to see us, trust us, believe in us, and they start to root for us. When we tell them stories, they start to understand who we are. We start to see brands differently when we start to see the person behind them. And that's what your podcast is all about. I'm not saying scrap the audio altogether. It's a beautiful mix of both of those. Okay, if you have a podcast, definitely drop the links down in the comments section. I want to check them out. I'm looking for some new podcasts, either video or audio. Drop them in the comments down below. The other great reason why video podcasting is taking off is because of the number of video service sites and video platforms like YouTube and TikTok even. All of these platforms are designed to be visually engaging. They're designed for video. But when we add the extra layer of what podcasting brings, we can merge those together. We can connect to new audiences. We can leverage the power of those sites. We can leverage the power of the audiences that they have already brought together on their sites. We can start sharing our content with them. Maybe they'll only watch one video episode and then they'll be hooked on the podcast version and bam, you've just made a conversion. Or maybe they will fall in love with your video version because that's how they prefer to consume their content. I've seen this real time. Actually, I'm fully guilty of it. There is a podcast that I just refuse to listen to in podcast format because I love listening to it when I'm cleaning my house. And so I don't listen to podcasts when I'm cleaning my house. I stream a video onto my TV, and I'll have some kind of a video going on as I'm cleaning the house or as I'm vacuuming along, whatever. So when I do this, it's just because of the simplicity of being able to stream from my iPad to my television. And that doesn't work. I can't use the television speakers. I can't use my sound system with my podcast. That's just how it's connected in my house. So they've been able to gain an audience member because they exist on a different platform. And you can do that too. Also, the other thing you can do very simply is hit the subscribe button. Join us on the channel. We have new videos every single week to help you and your small business level up your influence, your authority, and make more money online. The third thing we're going to talk about is making more engaging content, not replacing the audio format, not cutting corners in the prep and the design that you're putting in to your podcast, but instead looking at how a video version of your podcast can increase its value. You can add something a little bit extra. So I love the Mile Higher podcast and all of the different podcasts that are associated with that production team. And what's really neat about it is that they do video podcasting really well. When they record their episodes, everyone's in their studio, everyone's on video, they record it all, and then in post-production, they go through and they add all of these visuals. They add pictures of who they're talking about, or social media clips of what they're talking about, or all of this extra value-added supplementary information. You're still getting the same conversation when you listen in podcast format, but when you watch on video, you get that same and a level extra, a little bit more of an experience with the content. They don't take that much extra time to produce those two formats, but what they do is create a beautiful piece of valuable content that's actually different. It will cause people who are podcast listeners to transfer and convert to be their video viewers because it's that added supplementary information that they're getting. So think about how you can incorporate more B-roll, more behind the scenes footage. Maybe there's clips or there's photos or there's videos from an event that you've been to or something that you're commenting on. It adds another layer of understanding. It's not just like going through a museum with your eyes, like an art gallery with your eyes closed, just listening to the audio guide. It's actually being able to open your eyes and experience that beauty, that masterpiece for itself. If you want to learn more about increasing your viewership for your video podcast or your audio podcast or your online course or whatever it is that you're doing online, then I highly recommend you check the link down below and join us for the Visibility Hacking Secrets training. Because in there, you're going to learn all of the different tools and strategies and techniques that we use in the visibility hacking movement to get massively visible for our small business clients. No matter if you're just starting out or you already have millions of dollars in the bank, we can help you grow. Oh, yes. So click the link down below. In the meantime, while you're waiting, check out one of these videos, and I will see you in our next one. Until then, remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other.